Works. So my name is Stuart Runyon. I work in town with a little company called Zesty.io. And we are a little startup. So basically today I want to talk about delegate prototypes. As I'm sure we all know, JavaScript is a prototypical language, but I've kind of been learning recently more and more into it and have learned that there's actually many types of prototypes. So when I discovered this, it kind of was like a big aha moment for me, because I kind of realized after I was building an application and I threw a bunch of code together, and it was like this giant 500 kilobyte file, and I was like, this seems insane. And then once this kind of added up, I was like, wow, I can do a lot of this stuff very simply and cut a lot of my code base down. So what we're going to do is we're going to define what will be our delegate prototype. We'll use a factory to generate object instances. Then we'll demonstrate that usage of that. And I'll be using ES6 syntax, so if any of it looks strange, that's probably why. So first, I'm going to define my store object, which is going to become my delegate. And so basically, it's super simple, set and get, right? Receive a key, receive a value, set it to that instance of the object when it's instantiated. Yeah, bonus points if you wrap your store in an observable, you get cool stuff like on, off, trigger methods. And then I'll use that store to create a time store. Okay, so I'll import my store, then I'll set up my function time store, which is going to return a new instance of an object. I'm using object.assign. Object.assign is a ES6 feature, so if you want to use it, you have to polyfill it. And then I use object.create, and I give it the object that I want to be the prototype of the object it's going to create. And object.create is an ES5 feature, so it's fairly heavily supported right now. And then I give it the object that's going to be kind of run with passing my specific methods and properties for this time store. And so what object.assign is doing, it's concatenating these objects together to give me a brand new one. So basically I'm saying, create a new object with this prototype. Here's another object with a bunch of properties and methods. Smash them together and then give me my new object, my time store. Then I export that out. So the way you would use this is you would import your time store. You would call your time store function, which is going to return you a new instance of that. And then you have all these methods available to you. So as you can see, isSet is a method that we had defined in our time store object. So we check isSet current time there. No, that's false. Then we call set current time. And we're going to give it a value date, and I'll set that. And so what's happening here is exactly what it says, delegate prototype. So this, when I use that instance of store, it goes, cool, let me see if I have a method called set. Oh, I don't have a method called set? Great, let me delegate to my prototype. My prototype is the store object. Does it have a method called set? Yes, it does. Cool, let's use that. Then if I call store set after that, current time will be true, and then I can call all these methods. Oh yeah, one really important thing to note is with ES6, the spec says that it's supposed to use immutable bindings. With using ES6 now and transpiling with Babel, because it's basically just turning it into a CommonJS module, those are not immutable, and the objects that you're giving to it can be mutated. So you have to be careful, because if you have a property that you're changing on the delegate prototype, you can kind of get in this weird situation where you're actually mutating the data there, and all your instances, which are based upon that delegate, will reflect that. So watch out for that. So why do I care? Shared functionality, so you get your basic set of functionality that you can pass on to any other instance of that. Smaller interfaces to test, so I can test these modules independently. And simple OLOO code. Objects linking to other objects. Very simple. Shout out to these guys. If you want to learn more, great resources. Questions? Thank you.